Hello everyone, welcome to Ora-Ora Live Special Edition. Today we're going to talk about the hottest topic, NFTs. So I have today with me Henrietta Tsui-Leung, Dr. Henrietta Tsui-Leung, who is the owner of Ora-Ora, and she's always at the forefront of what's going on in the arts. So she's already made plans to launch NFT. So I'm here to talk to her about her plans in NFT. My name is Cherry Chan. I am her grade school friend. I've known her since she was doodling in grade school, and now we both happen to work in art and culture, and that's why I'm here today.
I find it quite weird that it's like the other way around, but it's fun, and I cannot think of a better person to invite.
Really?
Because
I'm gonna roast you.
Yes, you're gonna roast me. I was going to ask my daughter to host because she loves roasting me.
Yes.
But maybe we'll need
a couple
more
years.
years. In a couple of years, yeah.
So you just joining the hype. Why are you in NFT? How long have you been thinking about this?
Yes, we're joining the hype, and now we're studying for the art theory part. We already started learning about blockchain technology. It was back in 2014, 2016.
Oh wow! So
yes.
You're actually a forerunner.
No, I'm just studying. I did not do anything, but we had to research on it. It was one of the questions that I had to answer at oral defense in my final dissertation. I was surprised, but then of course it was one of the main topics of authentication through blockchain. So that was that, but then I did not write anything in my paper because it wasn't sufficient enough to become part of a theoretical paper. But of course we started looking. At that time there were some different parties in the States, in the West, and also in China.
You got interested in blockchain as a way of authenticating works.
Yes.
So how did this evolve into NFT, and what are you exactly doing with NFT?
Okay, so at the beginning it was about authentication of relics and Chinese ink paintings in China.
Okay.
And my colleagues have been using these technology, like special camera with very super high resolution, in taking a few spots of in a painting, and then putting those files up on blockchain, and there it's authenticated. Right, and then eventually when we continue to follow what's going on, at first it's not really about NFTs, but my curiosity lies between art and investment as well. So I am also into investing into some cryptocurrency. So and we do have friends in this field. So I have been watching the market, not participating. until recently maybe, and once you started looking into investment of cryptocurrency, you talk to friends, and there are a lot of friends who are so successful in cryptocurrency investments. I realized that they needed some alternative crypto assets to invest in.
Okay.
And then you start looking at it, and you realize that a lot of people are talking about NFTs, not necessarily in art, but even down to some soccer game cards, and other collectibles, digital collectibles, music, videos, anything that one can protect their IP.
So what are you doing with NFT and art at the moment?
Okay, so we have been talking to a lot of tech companies, tech partners. So I've been shuttling between Gallery, Science Park, and Cyberport for over a year. Okay. And I've been talking to different companies, and finally I'm working with a few partners, and now we're launching 4 NFTs from 2 artists, and they are all like our amazing artists whom we have been working with, established artists, Peng Jian and Cindy Ng, and we are going to launch 4 NFTs during Art Basel.
So they're unique pieces, not edition pieces?
They are unique pieces in a way. The concept we have to kind of understand. So we are taking one piece of art from each artist, but then we are launching 2 NFTs from each. In the concept of NFT, because I'm separating them into 2 NFTs, they are 2 unique pieces.
Works.
But then like the image or the art, it's the same, but then they're unique works because they have 2 separate blockchain codes.
Okay, so Why are they not? Why aren't you doing them as editions? Why are you doing them as separate NFTs?
This is technical. That's a great question. It's just technical. It's supposedly it's addition, but then if I do that, we won't be able to market it as auction pieces. That's technical. It's nothing marketing. It's really the technical side of OpenSea, which we are using. And if you are launching a series, an edition of the same thing, meaning you pay one gas fee one time, then you cannot do auction. Then I have to split those into two, and I can have two separate auction pieces now.
So you're going to have auctions in OpenSea.
Actually, when you're watching us now, you can go onto OpenSea right here down at the link, and you can see that we are already up running, and you can go in and try out your luck because it's already live.
Oh wow. Okay, so how long does the auction go on for?
It will go on until the end of Art Basel. So by Sunday, 11:59 p.m., we will close it.
Interesting. So we'll see how this play out. So why these artists and why this moment and like what's the process of doing these NFTs? Was it easy or did it take a long time?
This is a good question. It's really not that easy. When you go to OpenSea, it's nothing like Facebook. It is not really something that is super user friendly. Some of you may be using OpenSea and let OpenSea mint the artwork for you, but we're not doing that. We are actually creating a marketplace within the OpenSea platform, and we have actually a tech team that have been working with us for months to put this live, and there are quite a lot of technical coding situation which you have to solve, and also you need to understand the two different kinds of contracts, like ERC contracts, to be able to get it going. So it's not me who did it. I have to thank my partners for it. And but the reason why we're doing it is because Cindy Ng, for example, she is a very, very well-known and established media artist from Macau, and she has been working very hard for over 20 years, 30 years, and she currently lives in Beijing. She has been developing programmatic, immersive, experimental, and all kinds of media art. And because I hang out with them, I know that like they are facing different hurdles. Partly is because it's actually quite difficult to present a media art show. Like Ora-Ora, people know us as an ink specialist in a way, but in fact we did not really start the gallery to do ink. It was just because when we started out wanting to know about the emerging artists, we stumbled upon a group of really amazing ink artists, and there we started going very deep, and we researched for many years, and we focused to build relationship with this group of artists, and then we grow with them, right? So similarly, actually we started looking into media art since 2016-17. Before our time at H Queens, we were already doing a lot of focus groups. We were inviting Kingsley, different professors like Ip Yuk Il, and artists like Howard Shilai, and other media artists. They are the one who told me, Henrietta, don't say new media, just say media, because media art just evolves so quickly. You don't actually know what is new.
What's new?
I wanted to present a really nice show at H Queens to involve purely media artists, but then ultimately the installation cost was so high for me versus the potential of selling them. I couldn't do it. But if you notice our program in the past few years, most of the group shows that we presented or curated, we have presented media artists like Cindy, Howard, and Hong Kong, and quite a lot of them. So Cindy, we explained, and for Peng Jian, his work is so intricate. He's presenting a mix, not mixed media as in new media, but he's a painter, and he would use a lot of different colors and medium to create like geometrical abstract works. But then he actually created this work before NFT existed, just for fun. And we felt that this work is beautiful, like how this whole thing collapsed and becomes nothing. And so we talked to him, and he's very excited. So we chose these two artists to to launch, because we are from Asia. We are the first in Asia to launch NFTs at an amazing fair like Art Basel. How cool is that, right?
So what am I, if I buy this, what am I really getting? Like, what I can't hang it on the wall, right? So what do I do with it?
Great question again. So you're really getting a file, and it's on cloud. It's in somebody else's server, and you're getting a bunch of codes that we call it a token. So what you have is you need a digital wallet. Once you pay for it, it will be transferred to your wallet. Then you own a whole bunch of codes. And this codes it's attached to a link, which is linked to this file, which will be your art. Okay, simple enough. So you will be changing the habit of collection. Your collection will basically be in your device or in your wallet. It's accessible through your phone, your iPad, or on your computer. And you can show your friends when you're having dinner. You can perhaps project it on a wall when you're at somebody's house. You can even show your friends anywhere in the world. You don't have to, ship this piece from A to B to C. But there's nothing going to be hung on the wall.
But it seems like it's digital. Is it like a photo that I can send around? What if, can people take it from me? Is it secure?
At the moment, it's secure. It's more if you're using the internet, if you're using all these social media and to show people your life, then this is definitely a more secured way of holding onto the files, because you own a unique set of blockchain codes. And if you want to dig into it, or I'm not, but if you're tech savvy enough, or you have your friend, your tech team, you can actually go on web and find out all the activities that is attached to your work, which forms what we call provenance when we collect a piece of work. So everything is open. All the transaction records will be there, and people cannot fool you. Of course, I don't know if somebody can hack it. At the moment, I haven't read about a serious hacker getting into blockchain. But if you do collect media art already, then this is definitely a more secure and authenticated way of collection. Interesting.
So, are you going all the way into NFT? Are you still going to show conventional art? Is Ora-Ora going to become totally digital in NFT?
It's hard to say, but at the moment we have no plans to do that, because people who are in contemporary art would know. In terms of art, the most important thing is down to the concept. Of course, for Ora-Ora, aesthetic counts. For some, they don't. So it's really about how the concept, how the art piece can inspire people. And I look at NFT as only one of the media, that it's a new canvas. It gives artists another palette. And it really offers media artists more channel to market their work. We really want this to go sustainable. And we are very excited that a lot of artists trust us. So we will be launching continuously different NFTs. It can be evolved into something else, which we don't know. But we have a few teams of tech friends and partners who are working with us. So I think this is exciting. The reason why we're in this one is to finally be able to, Michelle, our friend from grade school, our friend from grade school who went to CalArts to study in LA, they're so excited. They've been talking to the department head, has been so many years. A lot of the media artists have been working hard to support different industry, and once their work is done, they usually just sell the copyright to the end user, the company, Hollywood. But now, with this, we are, and the NFT that you see in OpenSea in our marketplace, we have built in perpetual royalty for our artists. So now if you see it, once you bought it, you want to give it to your family member, you give it to your friend, you transact. Every time you transact, my artist will get a fee.
That's great. I think for developing artists and for equity in the art market, this is really a great move.
Yeah, and if we are looking at contemporary art in terms of needing to go forward-looking in terms of our ideas, then why are we stuck with the old way of presentation? So when artists are so progressive in thinking, we just want to give them another additional way to continue to grow with the concept. One thing that the NFT offers through Ethereum is very interesting. We haven't done it here, but we are working with Cindy and other artists to do it. Cindy has already been working very hard to offer immersive art, and there's this something called programmatic art. Supposedly, once you type in certain conditions in the smart contract within the Ethereum, say for example, I wanted to give a cherry a flower. I'm the artist, so I'm drawing you a flower, but I type in the contract, every year on cherry's birthday, the flower will grow a little bit. It will move certain cm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so or it has to move a little bit. Maybe it will be moving with, like, it's programmatic, but maybe it's not really exactly as how I can imagine it. But it's perpetual. So if I type it, like, it just keep growing or something, it will happen. It's already happening. Some artists are working on it. But then what is happening now I think in the NFT world, who a lot of people are claiming that they are selling art, but in fact those files are graphic design files. So,
right. So I want to go on this point. So there seems to be so much hype, right? Is the bubble going to burst? I mean, will the NFT be worth nothing at the end of the day?
I think in a way some bubbles have bursted already, in a way, and now everyone is thinking, what's next? Right. So I think there's already some recorrection, but then even after the bubble bursted, the technology is not going away.
True.
So
it's like the new internet. That's what I hear,
when
right?
exactly. So internet was a bubble, and if it's bubble and it got to that point that it's unreasonable, then it will burst. I remember I was a banker then. I was I was with Citi, and I was in the internet team. So my clients include all those .com companies, and so I understand like what bubble means. But ultimately, when there's some exciting news, of course you need a lot of investments, and some may burst, but other may stay. It really depends on how this amazing programming team, because what we are doing is just talking. There's really nothing that we are presenting is done by me. I am just a structuring person. I love structuring new deals. I love understanding. I'm always curious about new things. It was very new. New ink was very new.
Yes.
I'm still super curious on how new ink, contemporary ink, new ink will evolve, right? So when we started with new ink, people could not agree on the term fresh ink, fresh brush, new ink, contemporary ink, right? Remember? So now it's like, NFT, skepticism, optimism, it's always like that. But I think as long as we are presenting authentic, and you please go into our marketplace, you'll see that our art is really beautiful. They are legitimate, like very hardworking artists who have been showing with Art Basel, with major art fair, major museums for years. And we are just kind of helping them to showcase their art in this marketplace.
Okay. So on a practical point, I think a lot of the art collectors and art lovers are total newbies.
Me too.
In the crypto NFT world. Like, what do I even do? Like, I hear I need to get a wallet. Like, what kind of wallet?
Yes, you need to get a digital wallet that can hold your crypto assets. So there are a lot of different suppliers in the market already. If you go into OpenSea and go to our marketplace, or as soon as you want to transact, they will prompt you to ask for a wallet, and if you don't have it, then they will already show you all the partners.
Okay.
But you kind of need to be patient. There are a lot of KYC, a lot of procedures, and be very careful. Like each supplier charges a different fee.
Oh, it sounds scary.
It's not scary. It's just an open sea, so
Right.
you have
It's
to
literally an open sea, right?
literally. So someone can charge you like over 10% on while you purchase Ethereum, while others can just charge you like really flat fee. If you guys want to know more, because I'm not an expert, but I've done this, so if you want to know more and you're excited to want to participate in our auction, you can PM me privately on my IG and my socials.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of people need that initial guidance to get into this NFT.
So my
art
team
world.
and myself, our tech team will guide you step by step in how to open a wallet or how to transfer some Ethereum into your wallet that attaches to OpenSea to bid. You need to have a wallet to bid.
So what was the process like setting up this NFT? Was it exciting? Was it very difficult? Other than shuttling between here and Cyberport and Science Park?
It's just really fun because at the moment, like my current partner, they are not even in NFT. They are fintech specialists. They're so amazing and so technical that they just want to support us behind the scene. But we have been talking to different supplier and different partners, and I think the difficulty there, the most challenging thing that I encounter is that most of these companies are very, very technical, and they are not used to thinking about user experience.
Right.
And they don't know anything about art. That makes them really confused. So it took us some time to kind of align the language, to kind of align the wavelength, and to talk the same kind of rhythm. So my current partner and we actually share the same kind of rhythm, because I was a banker and they serve some major banks. So it's really, really, really smooth the way we work together. And so we were able to put this together. But I think for artists, if you don't want to go through a gallery, you can try just use OpenSea or other platform and let them mint, just pay them something and let them mint the work. But it's different from having your own marketplace to having a platform. So platforms like Nifty Gateways, Nifty Gateway, it's linked to Gemini, and then there's Super Rare, and there are other platforms. There are a lot of growing number of platforms out there. We are really at an infant stage.
So yeah, I was just gonna say, we've talked about what art collectors, art lovers can do with the NFT. So if I were an artist, if I were a media artist, do you think I should still go through a gallery? Should I do it myself? What would you recommend?
I think it depends on your personality. If you are a very charismatic person, more charismatic than me,
That's difficult, right?
and you have a brand that is bigger than Ora-Ora, you don't need us. You can do it yourself. Well, of course, you need to have a tech team to support you,
Right.
but it's not that hard to find. Maybe some friends will have a tech person friend. Like you can find your own tech team. But I think NFT is just another medium. Your question is the same as just asking generally. Should an artist work with a gallery anymore, or should we just skip the so-called middleman and go direct? Right? Somebody can do it. Some of the artists have their own big establishment. Their marketing engine is bigger than Ora-Ora. Then perhaps you don't need us.
So what would you say are the like sort of KSF, key success factors of NFT art, other than the tech that you've talked about? What else? You need the artwork, you need the tech to do it. Is that it? Do you need anything else for this to work?
The key message is the key success factor is no different from the traditional art world.
Okay.
It's ultimately boiled down to your own piece of art. I think at the moment, whatever that boosted up to hundreds of millions, you can decide whether you like that art. But ultimately, what we are presenting, I think the key success factor would be the fundamentals of whether this is actually art. Or like if some people just buy it, not thinking it's art, it's fine. But if one need to be building some sustainable ecosystem, then I think it will continue to be the gist of it, which is the concept and whether it's well researched and whether it's well presented and whether you have a good marketing team.
Okay, so that's all still important. Those sort of fundamental factors of contemporary art.
Definitely,
Still
definitely.
important.
I mean, if I would like to know more from all of you who are not actually collectors but crypto investors, maybe what they need is different, and I would like to hear more. Like
that's true. It's sort of like
two
different
big-
worlds colliding, right? The art world going into like blockchain and crypto and NFT, and then also sort of the crypto natives being exposed to art in a way that they probably weren't interested or weren't exposed to it before.
The last two major transactions, they were so exciting, was because the two major auction houses took part.
Right.
The reason why the two major auction houses took part is because it's hyped, but at the same time they have the best and the biggest group of collectors from the real art world, whereas those two group of artists have or crypto art designer, or NFT designers, they're already their own big fan base. Like Beeple has a big fan base, and I didn't follow about Pac, but I'm sure they do. And the two merged together, created this chemistry that was unstoppable, right? I hope that we can do this too. But
exciting. I think the best is yet to come. So any parting messages that you want to tell the audience today?
I just would like everyone to be a little bit open-minded.
Yes.
And if you hate it without knowing what it is, then maybe you should look at it again. If you are tired after just looking into it for a moment, then just go talk to your tech friends. And I think give it a try and let the media artists thrive. I really am very, very excited about our lineup of art, and especially for Hong Kong. One note for Hong Kong. The reason why we spoke to media artists back a few years ago, since 5 years ago, is because we actually see that the future of Hong Kong art, media art has a big part in forming the future of Hong Kong art.
Interesting. So there's more to come after these two. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Henrietta.
Thank you so much, Cherry.